Still fighting that darn cold, and it's not going very well. As you can no doubt hear. Get the chat up real quick. Oh, boy. There we are. Everything seems to be hunky-dory. And, quick audio check. I only got all this set up beforehand, guys. And, I'm just flying by the seat of my pants. More than usual today. Didn't even get a chance to bother with the scrolling banner. It's one of those days. And the chat is not up. Okay. Okay, Steve. Get with the program, buddy. There we go. I don't want to do the ore contracts. Those are lame. Don't want to do the new station. Also, lame. I've already got 2. Or do I? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. If I build a station... I wonder. Wonder. I want to try something crazy. I feel like adding the sometimes with good ideas comment on this was maybe just dooming myself to bad ideas today. Might be. Could be. Never know. So right now we've got one lander on its way to Minmus. One very fancy lander. It's got a good while till it gets to Minmus. So I don't really have to worry about any maneuvers coming up for that. Minmus rover is just kind of crippled. We do... Oh, maybe not. Hold on. Hold up. No. Okay, so we still have 2 vehicles going for escape trajectory. Those have not reached their maneuver yet. Sentinel 2 is still a very long way from its maneuver. 89 days. So that's going to be actually, I think, a big day, because I think one of the probes we just launched is going to be entering its maneuver around the same time. And then we've got multiple maneuvers for the Sunsat. So those are all way out there. We do... That's kind of weird. The sun has like a ball in the middle there on the thing. We need to find a Class D asteroid, and there's none actually. Oh, there's one. Where is that one going? Sure, it would be nice to know what its orbit looked like. Is there a way to scan that? Track. Okay. Yep, sure is. And that is a highly inclined orbit. And that's not looking all that useful for me. Be in position about here. This might eventually be our guy. This might be the one we eventually capture. Because it does cross orbits with a Kerbin, although that's a very long way away. Okay, I'm done with that. I know I don't have any major maneuvers going on. I sometimes worry about that when I miss a day. And I forget what's actually happening. So, what I'm going to do is work on the station. And station might be a loose term. Actually going to build it in the spaceplane hangar. Mostly because I can, and also because it's slightly easier. So I'm going to start with a fuel tank. It's going to be how we start. That's just how I feel like starting. So stop judging me. I'm just kidding. You can judge me all you want. That's right, viewers. Judge me! I really don't care. I get kind of loopy when I'm sick also. I feel like that should be a warning. Probably on the stream somewhere. So people don't expect good things from me today. Maybe that's not what I want to use. Maybe I want to... Okay. Ho ho ho. Well, that's the big one. No, I don't want the big one. We don't want that. We want maybe this one? Yeah, I guess. That should probably do. And then we could move those in. All stealthy-like. Blammo. Alright. Oh, that's fancy looking. I like that. Ooh. Ooh, fancy. I like this. This is already... I'm already happy about this decision. So now what I need to do... Bum, 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 bum. Alright, so this is going to be the core of the station. We're going to call it a station. It's going to end up being a base on Minmus, and that might be giving away my madness, what I have in mind. Little bit. Alright, this is cool. I'm happy with this. Now, I now need a way. Alright, I need some way to control this. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to slip this over to radial. I'll try to line it up actually with the center of mass. That looks pretty good. Because this is going to be the control point on the station. This is going to be the big deal. I don't much need anything fancy here. Get rid of the symmetry. So we need just this little guy. And it's dawning on me I might... This might be kind of strange to launch. A bit. It's just a bit. Let's move these in a little more. They're kind of non-value add parts anyway. Oh, no, I have fuel. Okay, never mind. There's my justification for not feeling bad about doing that taken away from me. This is going to be quite a large thing. On the bottom, I'm going to put an inline reaction wheel. And this is going to be actually where we attach the rocket that's going to launch this, as foolish as that may seem. Mostly because it is foolish, indeed. We do have these large rechargeable packs as well. I might throw one of those down. Just kind of say, hey guys, look at me. And then, well, that doesn't really sit well in there. That looks better. That looks like it's actually sitting in there now. Okay, and then I need some basic solar panels just to get this through. There we go. Just to get this through the rendezvous phase. So it's going to need some power. Alright, and then it's going to need an antenna of some kind. It doesn't have to be much because it really just needs to last us. I was going to say it really just needs to last us for the orbital period here, but I'm just going to put 2 on. Just going to put 2 on so I feel better about it. Four on maybe, just to be ridiculous. No, let's not do that. If we're gonna do that, let's think for a second here. If we're gonna do that, I could use a cooler antenna. I know cool factor is not probably the part that actually matters here, but cool factor. That's all I'm gonna say. Cool factor is a thing that I am going to worry about today. I'm going to choose to worry about cool factor. Because while it's not important to the game, I want viewers. So cool factor matters for that, right? Sorta? Alright, cool. So we get this kind of goofy looking antenna. Actually, it kind of does look goofy. But for a base, that looks like it would make sense, kind of, right? Sorta? Sorta, kind of? Also blocking a solar panel, which isn't very bright. Literally isn't very bright. Cast a shadow. Do something like that. I don't really like that. Okay, I really don't need an antenna that good anyway, because this is going to be landing on Minmus, where I've got a dedicated relay network. I could just put a relay on this. That would look kind of coolish. Ish. Should I put repackables maybe for this, though? I should probably put repackables, in case one of the modules later gets in the way. But I'm going to keep designing this whole thing, and then I'm going to break it up into segments. There we go. Oh, that actually does look kind of cool with the hatches going up. Alright, so that's our lovely core section. I am going to need landing legs on this as well. Let's put the massive landing struts on this. Let's go back to mirror. Pair of those up. Yeah, that's gonna be kind of sketch, isn't it? I could try to move that up a little bit. Yeah, no, I guess it'll be fine, whatever. I also need a way to land this, don't I? Being able to land this is probably a plus. Could do with some thuds, maybe. Or, Oh, I don't have to be so simple about it, do I? Can these radially attach? Nope. Can the terrier radially attach? Where's the terrier? Also no. What can radially attach? Steve wondered aloud. I could put some, actually, I could put some thuds right on here, too, couldn't I? Like, just do this. Thusly. And then kind of just slide those up all cheaty-like. Yeah, why not? That looks kind of cool. Alright. And that is a 37-ton monster. So, let's see. If we take these and take the fuel out of them, that's almost reasonable. We'd still have to put a fairing on this. So I'd have to cut the fuel down here, like, to half. And then it's really light. That actually is not bad at all. So this is probably going to be what I use for the base. And also the station. We'll do a twofer. Might as well get paid twice for one creation. And then I'm going to put some other modules on that don't necessarily need to control themselves, because I'm going to kind of design a craft to load them onto this and then deorbit itself instead. So I want each side to be the same. Those will both be science labs. Like that. Alright. And then we'll need just a little bit of fuel on them to make sure that we are keeping the engines I'm going to eventually put on them fueled. Like that. Alright. Not bad so far. Yeah, okay. We're good. We're good with this. So from there, these should actually be fairly light sections. Should probably put more stuff on these. I will have to put landing legs on them as well. Those would be the same height. That would be good. Being the same height would be definitely very good. Okay. More or less centered, because remember I'm going to save all these sections as individual components. Alright. That part's cool. I like this so far. So what I now need to design, mixing the word decide and design here for just a second. I'm going to reroute this so it's a little easier to manipulate. Get this on ground level. And then what I want to do is kind of come up with a docking port, sort of, on each side. And I say sort of, because I mean it's going to be a docking port for a car. Which, doesn't sound incredibly smart. But I should at least be able to do that. I don't know if that's going to really help me much, because that's going to be then lopsided. Might not do that design. Huh. What if I just... Okay. Just okay, we can just set this to whatever height we want. We don't need an adapter. Okay. Fine. So be it. Just need to figure out what height I'm going to need this for a car. So I'm going to need an ore carrying car. Of sorts. And that rover is going to be what we take to Minmus to refuel a lander. So I want this as low as possible. I think. I'll probably stop playing with it because I can just figure it out in a minute when I actually put the wheels on it. I do need to put some kind of control probe on there. Like one of these would be nice, although it's not going to let me really do that exactly. So I can, and just for the sake of this, I can put one of these on there or something. Make this easier. And then we're in the habit of launching some massive vehicles now. Why not? Create like a frame. Okay, that kind of sucks. I won't be able to redesign that. That's okay. I'll just design like one half of it, maybe. Because then we're going to need some... Oh, those are not good wheels. Let's do... These wheels are nice and big. So put one of these in the middle. Put one of these by the end of it. Yeah, this could kind of work. I would need this to be lower. I want to figure out the height that I would need to make this work. And then I'll design the car separate. That would be fine. So I'll design the car later. Yeah, now need to try and find a way to make that not look so ugly. And I got an idea for that. Let's raise this up again. Whoop. Ah, jeez. And I broke it. I broke it. Okay. That's total crap. Alright, let's reroute. Thank you. Let's get rid of the clone of itself. And then let's, okay. That sure is interesting. Okay. Alright. Just totally broke it. No big deal. Remake that part. Oh, I did a silly thing. And you know what? Put that back on like that. Make sure this is boink. Perfect. And then go and move it back to where it was. Just way in here. Okay, we'll redesign the core after. Whatever. I'm gonna just reroute this to make it easier to work with, Steve said. Paradoxically. Alright. Throw this adapter section in there. And then we're gonna morph it up into the port. Thusly. Still got a little bit of the... Okay. That looks better. At least it looks like it's actually attached to something. Let's move this out a little bit. This out a little bit. There we go. It's pretty good. I got a centered place to connect this to the rocket that's going to launch it. All right. That's cool. Now we need some way to propel it. I think. Well, you know what? These might actually... As heavy as this is probably going to be... Which is going to be very heavy. Don't get me wrong. Those might just cut it. I probably shouldn't bet on that. I kind of need to figure out if I just put... Okay, yeah, something like that. And then morph it up. Alright. And then we can put some thuds on there as well. Oh, I see. Okay, yeah, it's only doing... it's only doing those at a time. Okay, that's cool. That's wonderful. It's not going to be balanced at all. Thank you, Kerbal. Thank you, Kerbal, for trying. Alright. Well, something like that. Anyway, we'll fix that later. In the vehicle assembly building. I think I got them actually the right height, though. But, yeah, so something like that. definitely want 2 labs. That's one thing I definitely want. I might go for 3. 3 labs might be really cool. And once I land this on Minmus, it's not going to be easy to go and add something to this. So I better figure it all out in advance. I am going to need an ore storage area and a mining area and possibly a small refinery area. Just, well, I guess I don't really need to refuel the station itself. It just needs to have enough fuel to land. So... Maybe not that either. Structure. 4-way adapter. Some ore canisters. Some more ore canisters. Well, empty, of course. Now, there's other ways I could do that and then still attach it to the station easier. I might just be satisfied adding one of these to the other side. Whoop. So we'd have an ore storage thing. All very technical terms. Mind you, just very serious technical terms. Stick with this one. There we go, dark pattern. There we go, we can put some more legs on there. Really wouldn't have a way to put another bit of boosters on here, I don't think. At least more landing legs. Of course, we'd have to add struts. Just to make sure that that piece actually gripped properly. Yeah, it looks like it's actually grabbing. I'm trying to figure out if it actually is. Just grab like right here and do this instead. Hard to see. There we go. Cool. I would keep it secure and such. I might even be satisfied with that design as is, and just not have any rockets to help that, and just keep the rockets in line here. I'll see about that. I'll see how the center of mass looks when I'm done with this here. Because one of the things I need to now do... I still need to figure out the mining itself. Which I want there to be a crew module. I need there to be a cupola for the contract. For the contract in orbit. I also need there to be more crew capacity. It needs to be 8. So we can start with that. If I need it to be 8, I need to add at least 4 more crew capacity. At least 4 more. So I can throw this guy on there. I can throw a cupola. Actually, we'll make it 9. I could do a lander and a cupola, but I'd be one Kerman short. What I could do is throw another tank right here. Don't like that at all. Yeah, let's use that just as like a structural piece. Okay. Put one of these on the front. Looks kind of silly, actually. What if I did that? Didn't destroy my station before I even built it. Okay. Then did that. And did that. And then that just happened. Put some drills on the front. That'd be pretty low to the ground. That would not be good. Possibly move those up like that. That would be lovely. I could probably even just shrink that by 1. This also needs to be, I need to see the center of gravity, so this needs to be actually centered correctly. There we go. That actually gets the center of mass pretty close to dead on. Remarkably. So if I put 2 sets of 4 engines here, 12 engines in the center line, that might actually work. That might actually work for me. I know I shouldn't sound so surprised. But I am, so there's that. So then these would both deploy. Apparently way down into the ground. But it doesn't, like, try and push that up. That'd be pretty cool looking. I like that just fine. I need to figure out some way to have some big radiators on this too. Well, that'd be a huge radiator. What the heck? That is massive. That's not what I need. I mean, it's probably what I need, but it's not what I need. Does that make any sense? No. No, it didn't. Those look silly. Really only the small one of these doesn't look totally ridiculous. Which, I don't know about the thermal output here. I need to look at this. So then I still need to figure out solar panels. And I mean, that's not as hard. Because I would probably just put... you know, a couple of these on. Get our solar panels going. Right. That looks pretty cool. I feel like that might work. Still the issue of heat generation though. Required cooling 100 kilowatts, max cooling 100 kilowatts. So 100 kilowatts is what I need. And each of these is core heat transfer 50 kilowatts. So I'd need 4 of these. That's actually not that bad. One medium one would do it. Is that right? Really, one medium one would do it? 2 of these would do it. don't understand. Does not seem like that would be enough cooling. Oh, don't want that to conflict with those. This would apparently handle both of them just with one radiator. It just doesn't seem right. Looks kind of neat right there. I like the looks of that. Okay. And again, center of gravity is pretty much dead on. I think this is a really short stream tonight because I am very tired. Unfortunately, real life is catching up with me. Seems too easy to cool these down. But okay, so the idea is this would do all the mining. We'd bring all the science here from other parts of Minmus. We'd do the research in these labs on the surface, boosting that. We'd need ways up here as well. Which I guess Kerman could just go and grab that and then transfer the cupola, I mean. Yeah. It's just kind of tempting. Now this would be a ridiculous thing to try and launch. This module right here. That probably will stink a lot. Because that is really odd. Ah, I got an idea. We can put a temporary nose cone on the front of this. Come on now. Come on. No, come on. Alright. Temporary nose cone on the front of that. We could put a fairing. No, we can't. I was going to say put a fairing to protect that bit, but that doesn't work. Hmm. What I could do, maybe. This is probably inviting disaster. Just do that. And then when we get it to orbit, flip it around. I like that idea. Okay. We'd need a lot more solar. No, not solar. Battery power. Like a lot more. So, like, come on. I'm frustrated with the controls here. I can figure that out on the individual modules later. Yeah, this... I don't know how I'm going to do this. I'm going to save that. I'm going to go back to the vehicle assembly building. I'm not going to launch that tonight, I don't think, because I think I am going to make this a very short stream. Because I am tired, and it doesn't seem like anyone's all that interested tonight. I didn't even change the date correctly. It's still showing as 1:29 and it's 1:30 today, is it not? It is. Well, that was an oopsie. Let's see. Nothing really short I'm interested in doing here. I can develop quickly a vehicle to launch these craft up to a station. So I think I would just base it around the top of a Centurion tank or a Decurion tank. A little extra fuel, so we'd be using the same engine. Would probably be the smart thing. Fairing, of course, will... Yeah, we'll figure that out after. So a fairing... and a structural tube. Short one. We could put cheap Robodobodyne QBE. That is the perfect height, I'd like to say. I'd like to point out. Perfect height actually isn't what we want, because we want something kind of centered. That's too big. So we kind of want to be able to put this on there. Which, actually, you know what? I might be able to get away with that anyway. Well, one, because it's gonna glitch through that. Two, because And I do put the separator on, the decoupler. It'll give us enough height clearance. Cool. Okay. Some electrical on here. Just some cheap electrical. And then we want monoprop. There we go. Some monoprop in there. I'll put some communications that don't need to be deployed here. Still enough clearance. Perfect. So we're going to put that right in the middle. Just like that. All right. I can't really put fuel cells in there because they're not going to be able to like be activated because they're going to be hidden by whatever the payload is. But if we're going to have a fairing anyway, it doesn't really work out, does it? I was hoping that would be like something even. Let's get rid of those. Put just a pair of these cheapos. A pair of cheapos. Just like that. Actually, let's not even do that. Let's do four of those. Collapse them in a little bit so they're not sticking out so damn far. Okay. That looks promising. And then we want some thrusters as high up as we can place them for maneuvering, and then some of those around there. And this whole thing weighs 6 tons. And it's 10,000 credits, so it's at least cheap. I'm wondering if there's any chance of trying to land this. That'd be interesting. I wonder if this could... I'd be trying to land the entire second stage if I did that. Yeah, I think I'm going to abandon that thought for now. Even though empty, it is only 2 tons. So I need to come up with a name for this thing. At least I'll do one thing today. Somewhere I've got my naming scheme all set up. I'm finding it. Scorpio was a type of artillery piece in Rome. And that's what I call this. Ooh. Mm-hmm. Discharge, no. Here's one I like. I think I might go with that. Yep, I think that might be what I need to go with. Since this is going to be almost entirely launching on the Decurion, which is of course named after a troop of cavalry from ancient Rome. Well, it seems right. We call this the Draconarius, which would be the standard bearer of a cavalry group, of a cavalry troop. Troop is the word I wanted there. So, Draconarius. There we are. So this should be a pretty suitable vehicle, actually, I think, when all is said and done. We'll be able to throw, say, a Decurion 4 booster on. And it'll be second stage plus that, controlling a piece of station. It actually should be pretty effective. And of course, when it's all said and done, it can deorbit itself. And it only takes 6 tons away from cargo capacity. Which means it'd still be able to launch those station pieces I just made. Yeah, I can't think of anything else that I would actually need for this. I think that's gonna work. I want to make like a smaller version though. Yeah, let's just make a small version of this also. So let's get rid of that. Keep those. Keep those. Keep those. Keep those. And then get rid of this. And this. We'll throw that on. Throw that on. That'd be good. We now need a structural tube. This doesn't really work. Let's reroute back to this. I can go. I can go. Throw that on. Now we can throw that back on. Okay, now we don't get that extra room for the antenna. Figure that out in a second. Oh, yes, we do. We do. I'm being silly. I haven't put the separator on yet. Separatron, or whatever. Not Separatron. Decoupler. That's the word I was looking for. Alright, we throw that on the top. Then we got the room again. Okay. Then we can always throw this on. And this would be suitable for a Centurion launcher. Or not a Centurion launcher. This would actually be good for an Optio launcher is what it'd be good for. That's better. And this would be 3.5 tons. Not counting the fairing. I did on the other one. Just cancel the fairing. Like that. Yeah, still about 3.5 tons. Till we build the fairing. That, I think, also deserves to be saved. That'll be our smaller. So, let's see, to make this line up with the same logic. This would be the signifier. Signifer, sorry, signifer. Yep, spelled correctly. So that would be the smaller version, the signifer. So this would be for something like an Optio. Probably the only thing it'll be launched on would be an Optio Heavy. This is just because it's already a 12-ton launcher. There we go. That's a little bit of standardization. Ooh, I like that better. Hold on. Color patterning there is better. Anyway, that's all I'm going to do tonight. All I did is basically design a bunch of stuff. I don't really think I feel like doing much else right now. I do have these nice S3 tanks. I could technically design an S3 diameter vehicle if I so chose. Which at this point, with the price of everything where it is, I think I'd probably just try to power with two of these guys. 37 engine plate. See, that wouldn't work for 4. So it'd have to be 2. That, however, would work. So I could basically just use the same dimensions as the Decurion. All the same basics. Just double the amount of fuel in the first stage, right? Double the amount of fuel, double the amount of engines. I'm going to need larger tanks. So I'm going to work on that in a little bit. But if I double the amount of fuel, right, just in theory, put another engine plate on. But do the same thing on the second stage. Just double it. Use a pair of skiff engines. And then again double the fuel. So yeah, we just literally have a double Decurion. And that would probably work exactly the same. Just like doubling up the Optio worked. That would be interesting. I might look up how much science I need to go ahead and unlock that. Those larger tanks, I mean. I think it's 550. And that might be something I do soonish. Just out of my own curiosity. Although I would also unlock S4 tanks, which I don't particularly need. I just wish there was another way to pattern those other ones so they didn't look so silly. I mean, I could use another engine plate and just put a bunch of smaller tanks radially around it. I'm pretty sure that would eventually be heavier. Maybe it wouldn't. And besides, that's kind of not utilizing my secondary plan here, which is at some point to take the Decurion. Put some real basic separators like a madman. Well, first off, reroute this for just a second. And a Delta 4 heavy, this kind of thing. Okay. That's quite interesting. It's not the result I expected. Alright, recenter. Reroute. Boop. Genius, those are gone. Okay. Now we can put these on. It's like I said, a pair of basic separators. A pair of additional first stages. those levels just to make me feel better. Those cones. And fuel lines. I really want to know what that would be able to handle. Because that kind of might throw out the idea of even doing the heavy at all, the other vehicle at all. This would be massively heavy. Even goes above our current launch limits of our pad. We'd need to upgrade our pad to even do this. But this would be pretty cool, I think. We would actually probably get some pretty decent launch capability, some good lift capability out of this. So, yeah, this might be able to launch much closer to maybe like a 36-ton payload. Gotta remember that the second stage then still needs to kind of handle whatever payload we're throwing at it. Which at that point we might want to actually switch this over to use the AJ-10, depending on how heavy the payload is, instead of the skiff. Alright, that was an entire stream of me just sitting in the vehicle assembly building and in the hangar. So, that was lame. I'll admit. But if you want to see some of our streams that went a little better, I actually did stuff, you can check it out at the bottom here. The link, youtube.com/dude I called you bro. Go and check out the more interesting streams, I assure you. And I load those up pretty much within a week. I'll say within a week. It's turned into within a week now of the original stream. They get loaded. And if you want to check the next one, that's now turned into about every other day, between 7 and 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't panic if I'm not on. It's just going to be an off day. And that's about it. So for the few folks that did tune in there,